Come to me, the men in the dark said, or else you won't see the sunset.
Dolls, one of the most common fears in the world, and is personally one of my biggest fears. There's something so innocently creepy about them. They always have their eyes open, staring right into you, watching you at all times. Why are dolls so scary to some people, yet children love them? A lot of it has to do with your mind, and a lot of it also has to do with the movie industry. When we are born, we don't have a sense of fear yet, or what creepiness is. That's why when you're young, you can do anything and play with any doll that you want to without a care in the world, even though your parent might be very afraid of it. And of course, movies. The movie industry really blows dolls out of proportion. However, there is still such thing as a possessed or haunted doll.
Meet our newest anchor.
Annabelle.
She needs a little work on her makeup, but you know what? She's got a good attitude. She's smiling.
She has that go-to spirit.
She does.
Probably the most popular haunted doll case ever is Annabelle, and it sparked a series of movies. But the movie did add a lot of lies just to make it more entertaining for the big screen. But that doesn't mean that Annabelle is not based on a true story. In 1968, Annabelle was given to a student nurse, and after she brought it home, she automatically saw the doll behaving weirdly. She would set the doll down and then she would leave and come back, and the doll was in a different spot. So she called a medium. The medium told her that it was just a little girl possessing the doll named Annabelle. So the owner of the doll named the doll Annabelle. The doll even began writing notes and leaving it for the owner random places in the house, and the owner just had to get over the fact that there was a dead little girl living in the doll. But after a while, it seemed that the doll had more of a violent approach to its manner. This is when the famous Warrens were called, a family of paranormal investigators. They took the doll from the owner because they sensed an inhuman, demonic entity hiding inside of the doll. The doll was just acting like a little girl, so the owner would let it do anything it wanted to, and then it would build up energy and then do violent things. The Warrens put her behind blessed glass in their museum, and it is said that if you mock the doll while you're there, you will eventually die later. In 1991, a 90-year-old doll named Mandy was donated to a museum in British Columbia, Canada, because the woman donating the doll didn't want her daughter damaging the doll any further. She said the doll originally belonged to her grandmother, but she was really eager to get rid of it for some reason. This means that today the doll is over 110 years old. The museum took the doll, and all the staff immediately felt uncomfortable about it. The doll's face was cracked, and the clothes were dirty and torn. While the doll was under inspection, it was placed in a clear bag to be tested for bug infestation. The workers swore that the bag would rattle and the doll's position would change. After that inspection, the doll was taken for a photograph. Everything that goes into this museum has a photograph for record. So Mandy was photographed, but it was closing time. So she was left there, and everybody left to go home. And when they returned the next day, the room was an absolute mess. The museum visitors even didn't like the doll. It was causing such a ruckus that a medium was called in. The medium confirmed that there was a spirit inside of the doll. Out of everything a spirit could possess or haunt, why would it choose a doll? Well, a lot of people believe that most of these spirits are little children who didn't love anything more than their baby doll or stuffed bear. There are also cases like Annabelle, where the spirit acts like a child for demonic purposes. But what's inside of the doll doesn't have to be inhumane. It could be physical. Last year, a woman found out that a teddy bear with the remains of her infant son inside was left behind at a restaurant on a trip. It was put into a lost and found bin and remained there for weeks. When it was time to throw it out, one of the workers noticed a slot in the back of the teddy bear. Upon examination, there was a jar of remains inside of it. The restaurant did everything they could to return the doll, and luckily they were able to. Imagine if this would have gotten to a secondhand store and you would have bought it for your child just to find out that that's what they've been playing with all this time. If you have a doll in your house, you might just want to look it over again, because you never know what might be inside of it or what's haunting it. You never know. You may have the next Annabelle sitting in your house right now.